Do you remember just how chaotic the 1989 Japanese Grand Prix was? I wasn't born yet, but I'm here to remind you. Alain Prost entered the penultimate race of the 1989 championship with a 16-point lead over his McLaren teammate Ayrton Senna. The craziest thing is, up to that point, Senna had won 6 of the 14 races they had raced at that season, whilst Prost had just won 4 of the 14. The difference is, whilst Prost had won 2 less races than his teammate, Senna had only managed to finish inside the points just once when he didn't win, whilst Prost had finished outside the points once all season. And that meant that Ayrton realistically needed to win both of the final 2 races if he wanted any chance of winning the title. In qualifying, Ayrton Senna was the star of the show, as he so often was. He qualified 1.7 seconds quicker than Alain Prost. But there's a reason why Alain Prost's nickname was the Professor. He understood that the McLaren was just clear of every other car on the grid, and so he didn't really need to set up for qualifying. If he optimized his car for the Grand Prix, all he needed to do was beat Senna off the line and he would cruise to victory. And so he did that and qualified second. And on Sunday, he beat Senna off the line with ease. It was a proper Lando Norris-esque start. Insert the 50 Cent meme. Fuck you say fuck me for? In the first stint, Prost looked like he would be cruising to victory. He built up a 6-second gap. Then Ayrton Senna reminded people that he's Ayrton Senna. Senna absolutely charged down his teammate until on lap 40, he was right behind the Professor. I mean, the two kept extremely close together for several laps. Heading towards 130R, Ayrton Senna closed in. The pair went towards the final chicane with Senna charging in on his teammate. And I think we all know what happened next. Now, do I think Senna should have gone for this move? Absolutely not. He was clearly quicker than his teammate and would have overtook him. Am I shocked in any way, shape or form that he did? No, not at all. Did Alain Prost absolutely 100% close the door on his teammate, knowing that if they both DNF'd, he was champion? Of course he did. McLaren was so dominant that Senna stalled his car in the collision with Prost, did a whole lap with a broken front wing, pitted to fix the broken front wing, and he came out 5 seconds behind the new race leader, Nannini. So it's pretty needless of me to tell you that he did end up getting past Nannini, and he did end up crossing the line first. Almost immediately after the race, Senna was disqualified. The reason was for missing the chicane after his collision with Prost. Not for the collision itself. Senna would allege that FIA president Jean-Marie Balestri actually made the decision in order to give his fellow countrymen the championship. The next season, at the drivers' briefing ahead of the Suzuka Grand Prix, Nelson Piquet asked if drivers would still be disqualified if they cut the chicane. Balestri's response was no. They wouldn't be disqualified. Of course, you could imagine Ayrton Senna was furious. That race, Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost entered knowing if both of them DNF'd, Senna would be crowned champion. So of course, Ayrton Senna didn't do anything crazy or petty, right? The first fucking corner.